Hello, hello, guys. It is me, Quentin R. Giles, your political best friend, and let's get into today's topic. So, I am just not sure what President Trump is trying to do right now, but he is starting a war with Twitter. About 2 days ago, we saw that Twitter fact-checked Trump, which was one of the first times they had ever done that. Trump put out a tweet basically insinuating that if mail-in ballots or mail-in voting was to go forward, then there would be massive amounts of voter fraud. Well, Twitter decided to put a link under that tweet and basically say, you can get all the facts. This is not the entire story. And since then, Trump has had a complete and total meltdown about the situation, so much so that he signed an executive order today for the Justice Department to go and look back at a rule that would regulate social media companies.
My executive order calls for new regulations under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act to make it that social media companies that engage in censoring or any political conduct will not be able to keep their liability shield. That's a big deal. They have a shield. They can do what they want. They have a shield. They're not going to have that shield. My executive order further instructs the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, to prohibit social media companies from engaging in any deceptive acts or practices affecting commerce. This authority resides in Section 5 of the Federal Trade Commission Act. I think you know it pretty well. Most of you know it very well. I would think you know it quite well, right? Additionally, I'm directing the Attorney General to work cooperatively with the states. He's going to be working very much and very closely in cooperation with the states to enforce their own laws against such deceptive business practices. The states have broad and powerful authority to regulate in this arena, and they'll be doing it also, and we encourage them to do it if they see exactly as we've been seeing. It's what they're doing is tantamount to monopoly, you can say. It's tantamount to taking over the airwaves. Can't let it happen. Otherwise, we're not going to have a democracy. We're not going to have anything to do with a republic. Finally, I'm directing my administration to develop policies and procedures to ensure taxpayer dollars are not going in any social media company that repress free speech.
Now, this all has happened in the span of about 48 hours. And my first and only question is about this whole saga is, what if President Trump responded to COVID-19 and the pandemic as quickly as he has done to Twitter, who hurt his feelings? Maybe we wouldn't have 100,000 plus Americans dead right now. But since he is abdicating his responsibilities as the leader of the free nation, I guess we're left with talking about Twitter beef. Now, the interesting thing is this whole plan that Trump actually has to go revisit this ruling basically kind of shields social media companies in a way that publications are not shielded. Let's just take the Washington Post. They cannot go out and print or disseminate information that they know is false or that we know is false, right? There are rules and regulations surrounded by this. Well, social media companies are not held to the same standard because their argument is, well, we're not the ones that are producing the content. We just provide the platform and everybody else produces the content on the platform. But what Trump is trying to do in an attempt to punish Twitter might actually backfire on him because he is the one who makes lie after lie after lie on these social media platforms. And so I don't know if he's fully thought this one through, but it does show me that his vanity is peeking out. Not that we didn't already know he was extremely vain and extremely only thinks about himself, but it is on full display right now. And for him to sign this executive order with the Attorney General, Bill Barr, right next to him, which we know has abdicated his responsibilities as well as the people's lawyer and is acting as the president's personal attorney, it just doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense to me. Like, does Bill Barr tell him, hey, this actually may not win, or you may not win in the end if you actually go forward with this? This could actually bring repercussions on yourself. Or is everyone just scared of him and doesn't say anything? Or is everyone not telling him anything because the more we look at him, the more we don't see what they might possibly be doing in the background? I don't know. But all in all, I'll just say that this just totally doesn't make sense to me. And I think that the question that we really need to keep our attention on is, what if the president responded to COVID-19 how he's responding to Twitter? What quick action could have saved 100,000 plus lives, could have saved 40 plus million jobs being lost? Because of course, when we went on the shutdown because of COVID-19, people are now losing their jobs and have been out of work for all this time. So just what if he didn't call it a hoax in February and then actually paid attention to what was going on and did what he needed to do. Maybe sign an executive order of some sort to keep us safe. What would we look like as a society today?